In today's video, we're stripping the engine. We've bought an Evo VIII and it wasn't cheap, a cool £25,000. We're building it to try and be a better car than Richard Hammond's Subaru Impreza, but we find 3 major issues with the car in this video that could have killed our Evo. Shah, we're back. Thank you for having us.
I love you.
I've brought you a different engine though. No flat 4 anymore. They're doing this weird thing where they're on the line and going up and down.
It's a good design, but we don't see a lot of them.
Well, that's it. People know you as a Subaru expert, but you've also built plenty of Evos in the past, right?
Yeah, it's engine's an engine, so it doesn't matter 6, 4, 12.
And we've both driven the Evo, and it's good, but there are some dodgy bits. I'm interested to see, once we strip this apart, the kind of archaeology we uncover, because I reckon there's a couple of things that just aren't quite right that need sorted.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean. I drove it when you dropped it off, pre-road test, and yeah, it's got some hesitations and it's got some little quirks, and it feels quicker than it should be.
Yes, this is what I thought. I said 350,
so
and
it's been messed with.
Said 350,
yeah,
right?
It feels like that, and
yeah.
we haven't dined on it, so that's just crystal ball stuff. But yeah, we're close, and it feels that way.
Okay, well, let's strip this apart and find some stuff.
So firstly, this manifold isn't standard.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you knew that, or even if the original owner knew it or what, because they get changed a lot. We know that, I'll bore you, but basically, when they're not standard, the access to some of the bolts is restricted because performance over function.
Yes.
So if we look like we're struggling a bit, we are.
We need some wobblies.
Yeah, wibbly wobblies.
How about I do the easy ones, you do the really nasty ones?
I trained you last time, I'm having the easy stuff, I'm older than you. Just crack them all first, because that's the right thing to do, nice and steady, no snatching. Yeah. If it's not perfectly straight, mate, don't try. Oh, me. What's your hand on there?
And then down there as well.
Yep. Right, stop. I've got a sick tool for you. Stop.
What the hell is that?
It's for you. This is the best. So, when we've got this particular situation,
yep.
That will hurt your hand if you keep pushing, because it's leverage.
Especially with that beauty sitting there.
Well, I don't want you to hit me either. So what we do with this, we slot it over. Let me work out how to work it again. So that's that way, that's this way, underneath there. Literally 30% of the effort you was just doing.
Will it stay square? It stresses me out. Oh my. That was beautiful, Shah. Can I take this home?
No. It's mine.
I feel like it's almost like the 7 dwarfs, like tinkering away in the mine. No, I don't mean that.
You did?
I mean, it's the sound. It's the synchronized
No, there's nothing
sound.
that sounds like I. Hoo.
Ding, 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 ding. You know, they're always in. Do you know the Pingu theme tune off the top of your head? No?
Go on, sing it. That little penguin, that little black and white thing. Now you've said it, I do, but I never watched that.
Another mod we'll be making to the Evo is the induction system, because this is the air box that the cars come with, and as you can see, it's got a big hole cut in it. Now, that might explain why our bonnet is a slightly different colour to the rest of the car, because I reckon there was another bonnet that actually made this functional, had another feed into it. But now we've got a stock bonnet on it, that big gap there is completely useless. So thankfully, our sponsors K&N have provided us with a brand new induction system specific to the Evo. More air, more horsepower, it also creates a nicer induction sound, and it's a lifetime warranty on these things. So once our engine is built and it's back in the car, this will be going straight on. Shah, as ever, you've pulled out all the stops. You've got us this prop here of a Mitsubishi engine. Tell us what makes our Evo engine so good.
So it's basics really, it's just the fundamentals of engine design. So it's an inline 4, it's been built and used by manufacturers for a long time. Well, that tells you everything you need to know. The 4G63, this is not, by the way, this is the Evo X engine.
Okay.
Same layout, same design, so hence the reason we can talk about it. They're just good out of the box because they're a cast iron block. It's just a good, well-practiced method of building a strong engine. In terms of cooling and everything else, you've got a lot of area around the cylinders to keep it cool. The cylinder head, everything happens in one small area, and it works.
So my mind stresses out about the fact that it's only 4 cylinders and a turbo. To me, there's so much pressure happening within what is quite a small block compared to, say, a V6 or a V8. Do you completely trust them engineering-wise?
No, you're 100% right to think like that. There's no replacement for displacement.
Sure.
However, you've got literally 2 litres here in 4 cylinders, and you're then pushing as much power as BMW push out of a 4.4 litre V8, like twice as much capacity.
I mean, some people are taking these to 1,000 plus.
Yeah, and it will do it very short term. Only a fool would suggest that it's going to be reliable at that, because you're stressing it out. Mm-hmm. But they're brilliant and they're capable of it. This particular engine has got a lot of features that you would employ in delivering 1,000 horsepower, like with the knife-edged inlets and the forged pistons. I don't know if you can see that. Mm-hmm. It's got the oversized valves, and it's got the double titanium valve springs, and it's got the larger camshafts. So this would be a good example of how to achieve that. And it's very easy to do that. Bolt it all in, tune it properly, off you go.
Okay, so that's all the good stuff. What's the not so good stuff?
So, again, physics, nobody can hide from physics. And the layout of the Evo, whilst this part is really good and pretty to look at as well, which is important, I think. Mm-hmm. You've got a gearbox bolted to one end, and it's a transverse layout. Every time you change the direction that you've sent power, it reduces. Okay,
so the Subaru, it's engine, longitudinal,
yes,
into gearbox, into all-wheel drive system.
Yeah.
While the Evo is going, what, transverse engine?
Yes.
Then what?
So basically, like any transverse engine, it's then got a differential hanging just slightly back.
So it's got its power going this way.
Yes.
Then?
Then it changes direction, which is the normal layout of a sort of front-wheel drive. It then goes into a transfer box, which sends some power to the back wheels.
Okay, so that means the power is now having to go that way.
Yeah. You're taking it one direction, and then you're taking it back on itself, and then you're also splitting that power and sending it down to the back of the car.
Okay, so it's going down here.
For example,
this way.
We might be wrong in which way we're pointing,
yes.
But it does this.
So it does like a full L shape, back round here, and then down there. Okay, there's a loss happening every direction change.
Yeah, and what also happens is you're putting more mechanical stresses every time you change a direction. You know, it's like running into a wall.
So what is the weak point on our Evo then?
Your gearbox. It's well known that the 5-speed Evo gearbox is the best gearbox.
Okay.
Your particular version has got the 6-speed, and it's a tight, compact unit. So you've got a weak point there. Then you've got some points for consideration in terms of the electronic AYC, ACD. These things are okay if them serviced correctly and used regular as well in the right way.
Well, that's all going to come to fruition. Those answers will come later in this series.
100%.
So Shah has pulled out all the stops with this engine block. He's also pulled out all the stops with his footwear. Shah, you're a professional engine builder and you come to work every day in a set of Crocs. Why?
They're so comfortable, mate. And I've got nothing better to say other than that.
I mean, you're very good at your job, so I'm not ribbing you for it. It's just, I've just never seen it before.
I haven't really got anything else to say other than they're comfy.
Okay, well there you go. I did look at the Subaru engine build videos, and the best one of those got 20,000 likes. So guys, I want you to smash the like button for Shah and his Crocs. Let's get over 20k. Let's go. If this video gets over 20,000 likes, I will buy a yellow set of Crocs to match our Evo and join Shah in Croc solidarity. So get smashing that like button. I love learning from Shah, and he's always quick to let me make a mistake and then teach me a lesson off the back of it, which you're about to see now. Are there even enough holes?
So you can't get this wrong. But this is what I tell people, or I tell them. What do you think? What else you got? Where do they go? It's like a puzzle, really, eh? So put them in the holes and see what looks the best. Because you had no idea where you was taking them from. But I'll let you do that.
He doesn't even... I don't know.
So one of them was from here, and I reckon them through there. And what you should see is about 15 to 20 mil of engagement. Perfect.
Sweet.
So you're going to watch now?
Probably not. Immediately, to my untrained eye, the timing belt looks very, very good. I reckon that was replaced very recently.
Now, very quickly, what I should have said to you prior, which it doesn't matter, but again, good if you wasn't confident, all you do is, just as a little reference of where you are at the moment, you would do a line there and then a line there. So I've got a tiny little dowel there holding something. And because it's plastic behind, we don't want to get like angry and put things behind and breaky. That dowel there was what was grabbing, and if you dowel, take your time, and bend that dowel, you throw this out of balance.
I would have got a crowbar straight
You
in
would have,
and
yeah.
just gone like off.
Most people do, mate, even the trained ones.
What are you? You're more than trained. You're
On one of them videos,
Grandmaster.
somebody showed, I'm a Yoda or something.
okay.
Oh, that's what they call me, and when I looked at it, that's that little green geezer, and he's bad hard. I'm alright with that, he's a lot of Missy's dog.
There is actually a bit of a connection. You always jump in to save me. Long.
Right, well, you've spotted it, so what are you going to do?
He was in there. Off came the timing belt with no dramas whatsoever.
Oh, I got you, dickhead. Got me good.
We're down to the long block now, you call it. Isn't it a pretty engine, this 4G63?
I've got to agree, yeah.
One question though, it does say MG and it's in an octagon. So I'm going to say MG did the head development work on the 4G63. But no, I think for a 4-cylinder engine, it's quite pretty. Is it weird to find an engine pretty?
No,
Or,
no, that's what you should do.
we've got the same sort of weird gene going on there.
Cranks, engines,
Yeah, lovely.
real men.
Right, next thing then, head of the engine off, but first, cam pulleys.
Yeah, we've got to remove these so that we can sort of remove the cams. Some engines you don't have to, but I like to do it as a matter of just standard practice.
Really, it's the exact same stuff as Richard's engine, it's all just in a slightly different
All engines are the
configuration.
same, mate, like I said earlier.
Exactly.
Engine's an engine.
Okay, let's have a go.
They're probably on dowels, so the best thing to do here is...
Crowbar in there.
No.
Nice.
So what I want you to do, what I do, we've got them that we're going to fill with a little green pen, and we're going to do inlet and an arrow. If he's at the back, facing forwards, inlet, forwards, we'll have him there. Then we're going to have him there. So now that cam should be quite released. So very, squarely perpendicular to the head, lifting. I'm looking that we can access all the head bolts now. Do you agree? So I'm thinking, leave that where it is. We'll tackle it when we wash it and clean it.
Okay.
However, at this point now, we want to start concentrating on cracking head bolts.
An L.
I can feel you trembling. You wimp, come on.
Another lesson in tough love over. Off came the cylinder head to reveal the first major issue with our Evo. Okay, now we can really start looking at this and see if there's anything good or bad. Head gasket, tell me what you see.
Early signs
Okay.
of head gasket combustion loss.
So it's just going a bit sort of thin there?
Yeah, so basically, see that black? Shouldn't be black. See that crack?
Yeah,
shouldn't be a crack.
Tiny little crack in there,
Yeah, so it's
Same there.
yeah, it wasn't showing yet, but it don't change nothing, which is what I wanted to see.
How much longer do you think that would have lasted?
It was imminent failure.
Oh wow. If I tell you this Evo cost us £25,000.
It doesn't surprise me, because it doesn't change nothing. It's an old car. Don't matter if you paid £1 million for it. Old's old.
I like it. And then the block itself?
Yeah, just having a look, and obviously I'll look in more depth once it's been machined. I'll clean it first before machining. Obviously I ain't going to waste money on a process if it was broken then. Initially, I ain't seen too much drama. I can see where the head gasket was failed. See that? See that dark patch here?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so if we was to arrange this the way it come off, and underneath here, we will see the corresponding failure that I'll just spotted with the crack to the dark patch. And this was next, which is why it's gone darker.
But it's not failed to the point where we're starting to mix fluids.
No,
It's not quite got
I haven't
there.
seen nothing else.
Okay.
That's quite surprising, but I always look, and quite often customers will say, well, it was okay, it was fine. Well, no, it wasn't.
Okay.
It was broken.
Okay,
All
good.
right, cool.
Exciting. Little did we know the dodgy head gasket was just the start. On to removing the sump. The thing I love about doing engine videos here at Pole Position is Shah treats me as the genuine apprentice. Do you like me as an apprentice?
I love you.
I'm all right.
Told you on the phone.
Am I the best apprentice you've ever had?
The very best.
What things do you see me doing that you're like, do you know what, he's actually
I
all
like
right
your
at this?
attitude, I like your approach to life, you're on time, and you listen.
What are the bad things I do?
You give me a dick flick earlier on, that ain't the best thing in the world.
Where do you stand on the Subaru versus Evo battle?
I love them both. I
What's
love
your
both ends.
stance? I guess, I mean, it's going to be Subaru leaning, but like genuinely, if someone was asking you like Subaru versus Evo, go. What's your like?
So we have to sit down. Only a Phil would answer that in a simple one-word answer, because they've both got positives, negatives, and it depends what you're doing with them. It depends what you're maintaining them. Like, are you at the side of a rally? Are you doing a drag strip? Are you?
You're Richard Hammond on the side of a Welsh hill.
Yep, Subaru, especially him. Got no patience, has he?
Well, you'd have patience for a.
You got to have patience for an Evo.
Interesting. Why's that?
Well, you've stripped the Subaru engine, and now you're stripping this one. What you didn't see is how long it took to get the thing out. Subaru engines fall, they almost let the self out.
It did come out surprisingly easy. That
Yeah, well, that's a big problem if you've got to sort of do maintenance at the side of a stage. If you've got to do a clutch, for instance, or you've got to swap your gearbox, it's doable.
one. Spark plugs.
Yeah, it's 40 minutes on a Subaru, it's 20 minutes on this, but a clutch on an Evo at the side of the track, it's stage over. Sweet. Spin him over, drop him in that tray. 'Cause he's got to be washed and we don't want to make a mess.
Oh, look at that. That is gummy. As long as it's not silvery though, right?
Well, he's got that way for a reason, and feel it? Feel the grit? There's a piece there, look at that.
Oh yeah, that's shiny.
This engine was
So initially the oil in the bottom of the sump just looked really gummy and I wasn't too fussed, but then you actually have a look and Shah, I mean that's not just a little shard.
That's immense. It's like it's trying to pass a golf ball or something.
So in engine terms, that bit of
It's
metal
disaster.
there is huge.
It's disaster. It's complete disaster. Nothing more, nothing less.
So I thought this engine, I mean, it felt great, and I thought it would come apart and we'd all be all happy, but it was on the verge.
It was there. It was there.
So head gasket, shards of metal. We'll get to the turbo in a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not unusual. Things wear out. However, they hang on to the very last second. And what you tend to find is once one thing has a catastrophic, for instance, the turbo, and then it starts passing oil and all, it cascades. It's just like a catalogue of disaster then.
Thank God we've caught it. With the engine block now fully in bits, the last big issue with our Evo raised its head. Wait until you see and hear the state of the turbo. Sharp, final bit of post-mortem, the crank. What can you see?
So nothing that stands out, which is a great thing. After years and years of this, I instantly spot problems. Nothing standing out, which is surprising because there was that much debris in the sump. I was expecting to see quite deep scores. These lines you can see, it's not perfect, but it's not deep. You can't. Oh, actually, tiny bit there.
You've got your nail in that one, have you?
Yeah, and that's remember what I showed you last time, the golden rule. If you feel a little, but it doesn't stand out. It's not like, well, we know it hasn't failed. It was working, but it was close, and that bit there suggests the clearances wasn't right.
So the gunk in the sump was bad. The head gasket was nearly on the way out.
No, not nearly done.
It was
a million% done.
Nearly
done.
About to nuke the engine. And then something that we haven't shown the audience yet, but we picked up almost straight away, was the turbo. Now you're saying these specific types of turbos should have some play in them.
Yeah, and it's difficult sometimes to measure it without experience. But the golden rule is, your blades can't touch your housing.
No.
What can you feel?
And yeah, so this has quite a lot of play in it. You can actually hear it. If I put my mic down, you can hear it ticking. And then yeah, if I put pressure like against the side, that is really bad. So, I mean, if that had kept going for a few, maybe another 10,000 miles, that would have obliterated it.
So here's the thing, mate. This is car life. That might have lasted forevermore.
Even scratching like that?
Well, it might have floated. But it might have lasted. However, wrong's wrong. It shouldn't do that. Okay. And this is where sometimes people will bring a car in for servicing, and our job is to make sure everything's right. That's wrong, but the customer would say, "Oh, you know, you could, well, it's working okay,
making good power.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to upgrades.
Yes.
So I've asked you for 440 horsepower. It's quite a specific number. But I just think that's right for the car. How are you going to go about that?
So with Evos, it was quite an easy ask what you give me, and I probably could have stretched the standard setup that far.
Okay.
Because it's good out the box.
Yep.
There's no ifs, no buts. The setup's good out the box. However, when we spoke, I advised that we should be stripping it, checking it first.
Good call.
We stripped it for checking and reliability purposes, not to achieve the power target, because that was an easy target you give me.
Okay. But we're going to build the engine properly, even though the number's not that high.
Well, there's no point not doing it now.
Yeah.
The target is going to be really easy to achieve. Okay. We're going to do it with a new turbo, obviously.
Yep. Bigger or just, you know, more efficient? Or
so what? Not really that much bigger, because that is a good turbo out the box when it's working right. Because it's failed doesn't mean it's rubbish. It just worn out.
Okay.
But it was a good turbo out the box, and the whole setup was good out the box.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, we probably could have stretched close to that target with things the way they were if they were perfect.
Okay, so new turbo.
Yes, so while I've got it apart, I like these, and I like these.
So these are the same general parts that went into Richard's Subaru. I remember the K1 rods especially. Yeah. And then we've got these studs here. What are these all about?
Yeah, so they're the replacement head studs, as usual. The ARP brand is just the go-to brand. It's right first time, and it's right money.
And these are instead of what we took out.
Yeah, so
these.
what you've got in your right hand is the original bolt, and these are studs, and they're just a higher tensile, much stronger, and you've got more accuracy in applying the torque evenly over the head.
Okay, and then in terms of like tuning everything, as you say, we're not really stressing out much at all. It's quite a chill tune.
It's not nowhere near the target you give me on the last one, so thanks for that. We'll piss these.
If we build this engine to 440, is there anything stopping us simply through the tune of going to, say, Martin's top figure, 530?
Yes, the turbo.
The turbo, okay.
Yeah.
So we're actually, but that goes either way, right? Having a smaller turbo will help us at 440.
It'll make it snappy and really, really exciting.
But if we were to put a turbo that had the potential of over 500, it would actually drive worse.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm still happy with my decision.
Efficiency is the key. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, 440, we're sticking with it.
It'd be really, really good.
Okay, good. If you'd like to watch our first Evo video, click on the left. And if you'd like to watch us rescuing a £1 engine, click on the right.